How's it going, and welcome back to the channel, where today we are off to Scandinavia. So we're starting off in Norway, we're going there for 3 days, then we're heading off to Sweden, and then we are heading off to Finland after that. So I'll try and split it up into 3 separate vlogs, but we are all packed, ready to go, all showered, and as you can see, this side is my packing. So we've got one case, one bit of hand luggage, and then this side's Beth's packing, huge case, little bit of hang luggage, so you can see who packed lighter. But we are heading off to Gatwick, unfortunately, so it's quite a long drive, about 2.5 hours, and then the flight's only about 2 hours 10 minutes. We just managed to get our flight details a second ago, and I've been put in a seat with extra leg room, so I'm buzzing about that. And also next to a window, so I'm able to get some good footage of us taking off and landing. It's meant to be pretty cold as well. It's been fairly cold in England, but it is starting to warm up, whereas in Norway at the moment, I believe it's about 0 degrees to 3 degrees, so it's going to be pretty cold. So we've got lots of thermals, hoodies, coats and things like that as well. But yeah, let's get going. So we've just arrived at Gatwick Airport, on our way now to the terminal. It's been raining all day in England, so thankfully we are off to Norway, where hopefully it's a little bit cloudier and not too cold. So we've got through security and now we have gone for some pizza. I've got the 4-cheese pizza. I'm not too sure, what have you got, Beth? Can't remember. The vegan pizza of some form. Both pizzas look banging, so we're going to go eat this and then we'll go and get our flight off to Oslo. We had a look at the weather just a minute ago and it's currently raining, so it's not ideal. Hopefully the weather will pick up a little bit when we arrive. So we've just arrived in Oslo. It was a really nice and easy flight as well. It was about 2 hours long, and then once we got off there, we took the train from the airport to the centre of Oslo. Only took us about 30 minutes as well. Only £9 single too, so definitely well worth the price. And now we have just arrived at the hotel Scandic Victoria. Seems like a decent hotel, to be honest. Nothing special, nothing fancy, but we're not really going to be spending too much time in the room anyway. We're going to be exploring Oslo whilst we're here for the 3 days. I don't think I quite realised how cold it was going to be. I don't think I brought the right attire for the snow, to be honest. I didn't realise there'd still be snow in March. Although in the centre there's not really much snow anyway, just because there's people walking around and stuff, so I think it melts fairly quickly while we're here in Oslo. We're also quite lucky with the breakfast as well, because during the Easter holidays they've basically extended breakfast from 8 till 11 rather than doing 6:30 in the morning till 9:30 in the morning, so we're very happy with that. It means we can sleep in a little bit longer. But now I'll give you a quick tour of the room and see what you guys think of the room that we're staying in for these next 3 nights. So we are room number 818 in the Victoria Hotel. We'll take a quick look at the bathroom first. So quite box standard bathroom. You've got a nice and big shower there, the toilet right next to it, and then you've got the towels and the mirror. And then now we'll head out into the main section. So you've got the hangers there for any clothes and things like that. You've got the TV, a little bit of desk space there as well, couple of chairs, lamp, and then you have got the bed here. No wardrobe, which is a little bit of a surprise, and then the view isn't great, to be honest. So I'll show you a quick look at the view now. You can basically see, well, you can see my reflection mainly, but it's just the roof of a couple of buildings, and then quite a big drop because we're actually on the 8th floor. So that is the room So fairly decent room, to be honest, but we're not going to be here for that long. We're not going to be really in the room either, to be honest, so we didn't really need to get a really nice fancy room. One of the things which I find really strange about Norway, and Iceland was the same, is that they've got single duvets. Even though it's a double bed, each duvet you have is separate, so I don't really understand that. Is it because couples don't like sharing the same duvet or something? I don't know. You'll have to let me know in the comments below if you have ever been to Norway and actually had a double duvet. Strange one. I've just been messing around with the TV too and having a look around at what there is, and there's an alarm, a sleep timer, and then if you have a look at this, there's exercise, and you can literally press on that and it'll bring up some exercise videos which you can do in your room. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing any of those because I'm doing the park run tomorrow, but that's quite a funny little addition. I've never seen that in a hotel. So we've just got ready to go out. It's currently 8:30 and we've just noticed that most of the restaurants close at about 9 PM in Norway, which is strange. So maybe they eat a lot earlier than we do in the UK. I've also been watching some Norwegian TV. They had this music contest, which was quite funny because they were speaking all in Norwegian. Then when they started singing, it was all in English, and it was really strange seeing how they just switched between the two languages so easily, and they just sounded English when they were singing and sounded Norwegian when they were speaking, so it was crazy. So now we're going to head down, go check out the breakfast room for tomorrow so we know where we're going there, and then we're going to head out and see if we can find a restaurant which is still serving food and is serving vegan food to Beth. And there we go, so we've just got back from the curry house that we went to. Everyone's going to hate me in the comments below, but I had a chicken korma and then Beth had a dal as well. Both really tasty, to be fair, and the peshwari naan as well. Beautiful, I love a good peshwari naan. They also gave us some nice masala popcorn to begin with, which I've never had before, but it was actually quite tasty. And we were surprised about the price as well, because we've always obviously been told that the price in the Scandic countries are much more higher than everywhere else. But to be fair, it wasn't too bad, because we had 2 curries, peshwari naan, a chapati, and some popcorn, and that only came to about £48, so it wasn't too bad in the end. No room for dessert though, unfortunately, but now we're going to have a quick look on the laptops to see whether we can find some things to do within Oslo, because we've not actually done that much research on what to do in Oslo, so it'll be quite interesting to see what it says on the internet. We're probably going to do a walking tour at some point, and then I've got my park run tomorrow morning as well at Tøyen Park, so you'll see some footage of that. Getting late now though, so I'm going to head off to bed, so I'll see you all tomorrow. Good morning, it is currently coming up to 9 o'clock and we are setting off for our park run at Tøyen Park. So I'm going to catch the tram, go across to Tøyen station and then walk from there to the park. It looks like it should be a fairly flat one, which is good, and it is a 5-lapper as well, all on hard standing, so hopefully we should get a decent time. So we've just got back from the park run. We took the metro there in the end and back, and it's quite an efficient system, to be fair, so I definitely recommend using the metro if you are here in Oslo. The park run was quite a difficult one. There was a hill which I had to do 4 times, well 5 times in the end actually. One thing that was strange though is as I was walking towards the tram stop, it started playing Bob the Builder really loud out of one of the main buildings, so that was really strange. But now we're going to head down for breakfast, a little bit sweaty unfortunately, so I feel sorry for the people who are sat next to me, but I need to get down there before 11, otherwise it will close and we won't have any food. So we've just had our breakfast. It was a banging breakfast as well. There was so much food you could have. You could have a cooked breakfast, you could have your meat, you can have cereals, there's pancakes and waffles, boiled egg, scrambled egg. It was perfect. So we had the scrambled egg to begin with, creamy scrambled egg as well, which was really nice, along with a fried egg, some toast and some baked beans. And then after that we had some waffles with maple syrup, cinnamon and also some sugar. And then we finished that off with a cinnamon bun and a smoothie and some apple juice. So it was great breakfast, really enjoyed that. Now I'm going to pop off for a shower, and then I think we're going to go off to a walking tour after that. So we are all showered and ready to go, feeling nice and clean as well, and now we are off to explore Oslo. So we've just finished our walking tour around Oslo. It is a stunning city. There's so much to do and so much to see as well. And I didn't really know that the Nobel Peace Prize was actually handed out here in Oslo too. We're probably going to go and do a sort of go back on ourselves, walk around everywhere that we've just been, but actually go inside different places and have a look and see what it looks like inside. And it was also interesting to learn about the paternity leave, how they get a year paternity leave here, whereas I would only get 2 weeks of paternity leave back in the UK. So you can just sort of tell when you're here, and all the different interesting facts, that the standard of living here is so much better than back in the UK. You can also see how sustainable the city is too, because they use a lot of electric. Well, what's funny actually is that they were saying it's quite hypocritical, because 25% of the GDP that they make in Oslo, well, in Norway, sorry, is made from oil. However, all the cars, all the ferries, all the trains, the trams and all that are all actually electric. So they're trying to electrify everything now in preparation for when the oil runs out. And we're now just walking around one of the neighbourhoods, which is on the edge of Oslo along the coast, where they've had to actually build a concrete basically pad over the sea, where they've actually run out of space for any more buildings. Back at the hotel now, and we're just going to chill out for a little bit. It was quite funny actually, on the way home we saw a guy that was eating a sandwich or some form of pastry, and these seagulls dove down, took this sandwich out of his hand and ran off, and then all the other seagulls were just flocking in behind. It was kind of like the scene off Nemo where they're like mine, and they're all flying in for this one seagull just to get this sandwich off it. And what we're going to do later on is go and see the sunset at the library/opera house building. They've got like a viewing point up at the top there, so we're going to go watch the sunset, and then we're going to head off for some food to a tapas place. We've been having a look online for a few places to eat, and there seems to be a nice little tapas at the modern area, which we just walked through a minute ago. Feeling refreshed, giving the legs a little break as well, as I've already done 17,000 steps today, and now we're heading off to that sunset. Well, that was a disappointing sunset. We're heading our way back down the Opera House building now to the bottom, then we're going to head off for some food. But we were always told that Nordic sunsets would be amazing, but I think it's just a little bit too cloudy and not sunny enough today. So that was a cool little food court there. Might check it out on one of the other days, but unfortunately we've got quite a lot planned already, so I doubt we'll have time. But what's quite strange about Norway is that it's just dead in loads of places, and then every so often you'll find a street where everyone's there, so not too sure what that's all about. This food looks incredible. So we've got some patatas bravas there on the far side, then we've got bread with tomato, some calamari with a nice looking dip as well. We've got fried aubergine again with a really nice looking hummus or some form of dip, some manchego, and then we've got the bread and aioli as well. I love a bit of aioli. And we are back to the room. The food was absolutely delicious. My favourite was definitely the aioli with bread, but the calamari was nice as well, and the cheese was good too. We also asked why it was so quiet in Norway to the waitress, who was actually from Stockholm, and she basically said that during Easter, everyone that lives in Oslo decides to just leave Oslo, go out into the wilderness and stay in their cabins that they've got. So apparently that's the reason why it's so quiet over Easter. They've all just gone off to rural Norway in their cabins to celebrate Easter with their family. But now it's getting quite late, so we're going to head off to bed, so I'll see you all tomorrow. Going to head over to Vigeland Park. So we've just been into the Resistance Museum. It was actually really interesting learning about how involved Norway were in the World War.